Hello everyone, welcome back to Inquisit. As you can see, my background's changed a little bit. Now I have two shelves showing off some of my clocks, but the room does need a lot more work to get it where I want it. And today's video is going to be pretty short. Today I only have a few watches. These watches are about all in the same era. There's some World War watches and other watches I've never really seen before. So let's get into these. So starting off with this watch, I would say this is the least interesting watch in the bunch. So this is a vintage Ullman 17 jewel water resistant shock absorbing wristwatch. It has a stainless steel back, but I think the rest of the case is made out of base metal. As you can see, the case has the pitting and discoloration. I would say this is from the 1940s or 50s. You can see the loom there is starting to discolor and kind of fall apart there. Moving on, we have this watch. We have another very similar one. I'm not sure if this is a men's or women's one, but I think this is a women's one since it has that floral design. I wouldn't say many men would wear this. It has a gold or gilded outer. They look to be flowers. Let's see if I can get a better close-up of that. The case for this watch is 0.800 silver. It's engraved on the back. You can see some corrosion right there. It has a pin or nail set mechanism to help change the time. I don't come across that very often. Do you guys see watches like that? And you can see there that the dial has a lot of cracking in it, which is unfortunate, but it's still very good condition. So I took the watch strap off so we can get a better look of the back. You can see the different hue and corrosion on the back of the case there, and some of the part that was protected so there is no discoloration. So that's what the original case used to look like, nice and silver. So let's go ahead and get this case back open. So in the back here you can see cylinder 10 rubies. So from my research, this looks to be a French watch. And on the case back there, you see 0.800. There's some other maker's marks that I've never seen, so I'm not sure what they mean. If you guys have any information, please comment it down below. And let's go ahead and open up this other back case. This one's just base metal, and you can see it's running there. The movement is not marked. That's it for this watch. I really enjoy finding hand-painted enamel watches. They're very unique, something you don't see very often anymore. The next watch we have here is a World War I trench watch. I believe this is one of the earlier ones since it has the red 12. From my research, that indicated it was an earlier variation. And the 12 helps the soldiers see in dimmer situations so they can tell what time it is. The watch is running, but the loom on the hour hands is all missing, and the movement's a little loose inside that case. The case is 925, so it's sterling silver. I would say this is in the 1915 to 1925 year range. One thing I'm trying to get for this watch is a new crystal, as the dial is very clean and it just needs to be protected at this point. I'm not sure if the crown and the band is original, but I've also never seen a band like this, and it does look older. So if you guys know, please let me know if this is an original band or not. So now that we got the band off, we can see the back of the case and some nice rainbow discoloration on that sterling case. Now go ahead and get it opened. So as you can see here, it has the 925 stamp. It has a couple other stamps, but I don't know what those mean. The movement is not marked, but I think right there it says Swiss made. The lugs are a little bent, as you can see there. At least they're not broken. So this is a really neat watch to find. I almost never find World War I trench watches, especially the older ones with the red 12s. The second to last watch we have is this women's Art Nouveau case watch. It's marked NFRS Depose. If you can see right there, it's marked. I think this stands for the Ferrer brothers, but I'm not 100% sure. It's also missing the crystal, but the dial is very clean, and you can see the gilt dot all around. I don't think this is sterling, but it looks like someone has been scratching the inside of this case to see if it is silver. So you can see right there, it's all scratched up. Maybe like someone was testing it, I'm not sure. The movement's not marked. Another odd thing I was seeing is the movement has a gap in it right here. I'm not sure if this would be the original movement or someone put it in here. If you guys have any knowledge about that, please comment down below. There's a lot of these things I just don't know much about. So we can see there, it's running. That's very odd that they have the lines on the movement right there. Usually there's nice designs or it's just really plain, but the lines going straight through is very interesting. Here's another look at the case, just all around so you guys can see all the details there. This one also has the pin or nail set lever. So here's the last and best watch of the lot. This one's a very hard one to figure out what this was, as there's not a lot of information on these online. So what I could find is there's a lot of ones marked hebdomas. This one's not marked anywhere like that, so I'm just gonna call it a hebdoma style. It has, I could not make out what that was, but it says like EAS, EWS. I'm not 100% sure. And this is an 8-day lever wristwatch. So that's why this watch is so thick, so it can keep up the time for 8 days. And then you can see the balance wheel there. It's exposed on the front. The crystal's in rough condition, as you can see some of those scratches there. The dial has some cracking, but even with all of that, this watch is still worth a lot since they're so rare. I'm pretty sure this case is base metal, as there's no markings anywhere. I'll go ahead and open up the back so you guys can see the crazy mainspring barrel it has. So now we got the back opened, and you can see that crazy mainspring barrel. That's another thing I don't see very often. It's unfortunate because I think it might have the brand right here, but it's just really worn, and I can't make out what it says. So I'll go ahead and wind it for you guys so you guys can see the wind this thing has. So while you wind it, the whole barrel spins. I wish I could take off that mainspring barrel just to see what the movement looks like underneath it, but I'm a little scared to mess with this watch. I think this watch would also be around the same time period of those World War I watches. So it would be from 1910 to 1925. It's just, there's not much on this, so a lot of this is kind of estimating and guesswork on this. I'm not sure if I'll be adding this to my collection, but nothing less, it's very cool. I would say this one's worth in the range of 500 to 750. It could be more, but there's just not a lot of sales or information on this. So if you guys have any information, please comment down below. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing some of these watches. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe down below. One question I had for you guys was, I'm not sure if people like watching pocket watch videos, but I do get a lot of those in. So if you do want to see some of those videos, comment down below. And then two watches I really liked from this collection was this Hedoma style watch. The 8-day I just never see very often for wristwatches, so I thought that was really neat. And then the second watch was that ladies painted enamel watch. I just really love seeing dials like that when they're hand painted. It's something you don't see. If you guys had a favorite watch, comment down below and tell me why. Thank you for watching Inquisit, and I'll see you guys in the next video.